In this video, I'd like to show you how to change the terminal emulator that GNS3 uses. As of this recording anyway, the end of February in 2016, GNS3 defaults to using PuTTY as a terminal emulator. Say that 5 times fast. And the problem with PuTTY, at least as of right now, is that if you have any more than one router in your topology, every time you open a terminal to the router, it opens a new window within your screen. For example, so right now I am defaulted to PuTTY, and if I double click a router, there it is, a PuTTY window was just opened. If I double click another router, a new PuTTY window was just opened. And so you can see that after a while, after having 5 or 6 or 7 of these, depending on how large your topology is, it can get kind of unwieldy going back and forth between these different windows, making sure they're arranged properly on your screen. And so if you're like me, you'd probably prefer to use a different terminal emulation program that actually has the tab capability. In other words, it means that when that terminal emulation application opens up, every new instance that you click on for a router will open within one window, and they'll be tabbed. They'll be like right next to each other, or horizontal or vertical, rather than having separate windows all over your desktop. So the question is, how do you change to using Secure CRT or whatever other terminal emulator that you wish that supports that capability? Or maybe you want other capabilities that just aren't built into PuTTY. Okay, it was actually pretty simple. So go ahead and close this. So what you're going to want to do is up here in the upper left, you're going to want to click on where it says Edit and then Preferences. And then here under General Preferences, you'll want to click on the tab that says Console Applications. Now you can see by default it uses PuTTY, but I don't want that. In my case, I want to use Secure CRT. So I'll click this first Edit button right here. And from the drop-down window, I will select, in my particular case, Secure CRT. Now you can see there's lots of other ones in here as well. And if the particular application you're looking for isn't in here, then you could select Custom. But I'm just going to do Secure CRT. And now in my particular case, because I've already used GNS3 lots of times before I did this video, it knew exactly where Secure CRT was located, and also put in all these arguments here. So I want to talk a little bit more about what if you don't get that? What if you choose Secure CRT and it doesn't know the path, or the path it came up with is wrong, or the path is right but it doesn't have any of these arguments? Okay, so let's take step number 1. Let's just assume that it's Secure CRT and the GNS3 was unable to, by default, locate the path of where Secure CRT is located. So in other words, when you did it, it came up like this, just empty. Or maybe you're just doing custom, either way. Okay, so I'm going to cancel out of this, minimize GNS3, and I'm going to open up Secure CRT just by itself from my Start and Programs window. Okay, so it's running right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is on my laptop, I'm going to go into the Task Manager, and I'll bring it over here so that you can see it. All right, and from the Task Manager, I'm going to select on View, and I'm going to do Select Columns. And within all these things here, now this is showing you when you open up the Task Manager, what information about each project or each process is it showing you? Well, I actually want to see the path to every process. So I will go down here, and actually this is already selected for me. For you, it might not be, but you'll want to make sure that you select Image Path Name, and then OK. So once again, that was under Options. No, that was under View, Select Columns. View, Select Columns, and then make sure you select Image Path Name. And so now within here, not only will you see all the stuff that's running, but you'll also see, like it says, the image path. So let me go ahead and find, let's sort this by name so it's alphabetical. Scroll down, I have Secure CRT running right now. And right here we can see the image path. So you're going to want to write that down somewhere, or you're going to want to like take a screenshot of that. But basically you're going to want to know what that image path is. And so once you find the image path, you can close Secure CRT. You don't need it anymore. Go back to GNS3, Edit, Preferences, Console Application, Edit, Secure CRT, and if yours came up empty like this, you're going to want to go ahead and plug in the path. You're going to want to start it with a quotation mark and then end the path with a quotation mark. So just copy and paste it in there. Now before I leave it, if I just hit OK at this point, it still wouldn't work. It actually would open up the Secure CRT application, but it would not open up a window to the router I had clicked on. And that's why we need these additional arguments right here, /n all the way to %p. Now if you're like me, you wonder, what does all this stuff do? So I did a little bit of research, and here you can see. Go ahead and right now, if you want, go ahead and pause the video and read through each one of these things, and that'll give you a better idea of what all these different arguments do. But you want to make sure you have those arguments in there after the path name. So I'm just going to copy those. Go back here, do a space, paste them in. OK. Then hit Apply. Make sure that everything looks good up here. Yeah, it looks good. It's got everything I typed in. Apply. OK. And now when I hit R1, it opens it up within Secure CRT. And now when I go back and I hit R2, it opens a second window, a second tab within Secure CRT, because I used the /t option, which told Secure CRT to open this up within tabs. And so now this can be a lot more useful when working with multiple routers at the same time.